Endurance bike or gravel bike? What are the differences and which one should you get? Hello and welcome everybody, Nicholas from Bicycle here, and in today's video we are going to be answering exactly that. Let's get straight to it. One of the main and very noticeable differences between the two bikes is tire clearance. An endurance bike, as it was built for comfort on longer rides, it allows you to mount a wider tire in comparison to a pure aero road bike. Most endurance bikes will have a tire clearance going up to 32 to 35 millimeter, with some bikes such as the Trek Domane pushing it to 38 millimeters, which is already wide enough to throw on some gravel tires and even tackle some light, well-maintained gravel. On the other hand, gravel bikes have a much greater tire clearance. Most gravel bikes are able to accommodate 40 to 45 millimeter wide tires in 700C, and some bikes such as the Canyon Grizzle even 50 millimeter in 700C. Then on some gravel bikes there is also the possibility to mount a 650B wheel, which will allow for slightly wider tires. With these wide tires, one can take on extreme rough terrain and even mild mountain bike territory comfortably. Another difference between an endurance bike and a gravel bike are the various mounting options available. Most endurance bikes will only have the usual 2 bottle mounts, with some brands pushing the versatility by including top tube mounts as well as rack and fender mounts. On the other hand, a gravel bike will usually have all the mounts I mentioned before, plus a 3rd bottle mount on the down tube as well as fork mounts. This makes the gravel bike more suitable for longer tours as well as bike packing. Although very similar, there are a few geometry differences that will provide a different riding experience and therefore be a major deciding point. All in all, however, both an endurance bike and gravel bike will put you in a more upright riding position in comparison to a pure aero road bike. The gravel bike will have a longer wheelbase, longer chainstays, as well as a more slack head tube angle. This will provide even more comfort, control and stability when riding on rough, loose terrain, and will also minimize toe overlap. On the other hand, however, the shorter wheelbase, the shorter chainstays, as well as the tighter head tube angle on an endurance bike will provide a more nimble, aggressive, faster feeling riding experience. An endurance bike will also typically put you in a slightly sportier riding position in comparison to a gravel bike. However, you do also have the race-focused gravel bikes, which will too. Turning to the components, this will also vary between an endurance bike and a gravel bike. Gravel bikes will usually have a one-bike gravel-specific group set, such as Shimano GRX, with a low gear ratio resembling that on a mountain bike, which will allow you to tackle technical trails and climbs. Most people prefer the one-bike drivetrain due to its simplicity, as well as ability to provide better chain retention on rough terrain. It is, however, also possible to get gravel bikes with 2-bike drivetrains with slightly higher gear ratios for more versatility. An endurance bike, on the other hand, will have a typical 2-bike drivetrain with road bike gearing. So for example, a mid-compact 52-36 chainring mixed with a narrow 11-34 cassette. This gearing will allow you to reach higher top speeds than the gravel bike ratio and will allow you to tackle steep climbs. It will, however, struggle in those slow technical situations where the gravel bike gear ratio strives. Lastly, when looking at the handlebar, a gravel bike will usually have more flared out drops. This will allow for more stability, comfort and control when riding off-road. Endurance bike, on the other hand, will typically have less flare to put you in a more aerodynamic and racier position. So which one should you get? Well, the simple answer would be, if you're only riding on tarmac, then get the endurance bike. If you're only riding off-road, then get the gravel bike. However, if you are watching this, then you are probably looking for a more all-round bike. If you're going to be spending more time on tarmac, occasionally hitting light gravel, and you want a more nimble, faster feeling bike, then get the endurance bike. If you want a very all-round bike, you know you're going to be spending a lot of time off-road, you are very interested in going on longer tours or bike packing, then get the gravel bike. Both will provide a more comfortable riding experience and both are more versatile than a pure aero road bike. Just how versatile you want your next bike is up to you. Well, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and it helped you decide which bike is better for you. If so, please like and subscribe. If you are looking for an endurance bike or gravel bike, then please visit us on bicycle.com. And until next time, peace.